What's up, guys? This is your boy Dwayne. Retro Gamer is I, and I'm coming to you right now to do a video about this IGN thing that I just watched on YouTube, and this very biased fucking shit that I watch now. You know, I'm just gonna cut to the chase, and if anybody knows me and knows anything about my channel or whatnot like that, you know, the man cave and all of that, I don't really curse like that, and that's not something that I normally do on a regular basis. But at the end of the day, you know, my kids are at school, and my son and my daughter are downstairs actually watching Bubble Guppies or some crap. And I would probably be too if I didn't, you know, get this video. I had to do this video. I have to do this video. You'll understand why in a minute. My big boy, my other son, he's at school. So before I start, Walking Dead, baby, coming back February 9th, my birthday. Is gonna be so fucking amazing. It's gonna be crazy. But I wanted to do this video because I started to notice that there was on this video that I watched on the IGN, and I put the link in the description. Hopefully I can, and they'll allow me to do that. I'm not really too familiar about these about what's going on now with the YouTube and stuff, and I've been trying to keep up with it as much as possible. But I have my notes over here that what they talked about and what they did on the with the comparison, because basically what they're trying to say is that, you know, to give you an overall brief of what they're trying to say is that they had people come in and vote. They had people come in and vote for the controller, hardware, games, operating system, online, and overall. You know, they did these things, and let me break down the chart for you first, and we'll go from there. Controller, Sony, 68%, Xbox, 32%. Hardware, 71%, 29%. Sony Microsoft, guys. Sony Microsoft. Games, Sony, 59%. Xbox, 41%. Operating system, the only one that I will say that I'm going to give them credit on. Operating system, 59%, 41%. Online play, 62% Sony, 38% Microsoft. Overall, 68% Sony, 32% Microsoft. Now let's break this down. First of all, we're just gonna jump into it. Now, you know, as y'all can see, I'm just gonna show you that I'm not a biased person. I love gaming, period. It is just what I do. I love gaming. I'm so blessed to have a wife that just does not care, and she games too. But this is her section. She loves this. First of all, up here we have the PlayStation 2, which I feel is probably one of the most epic PlayStation Sony of time, and we'll talk about that. Down here we have the Nintendo original, we have the Nintendo 64, we have the GameCube. Over to the left down here, I know you can't really see it, but that's the Sega Saturn. We have a Sega Dreamcast, and we have the original Sega. Now, what happened was, I have a 360. I had a original Xbox, and I do have an Xbox One. My original Xbox died on me about 3 weeks ago. I have to go get another one, and basically what happened was, I don't know. I really don't know what happened. I was gaming one day, turned it off, came back the next day, it wouldn't start up, and I was like, shit, what the fuck? Probably overplayed them, you know what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand something, man. I bought these games when they first came out. That right there is an original. That was mine from day one. Of course, this is not, you know, this was made when I was born. The Sega Saturn wasn't, but the Dreamcast, the 64, the GameCube, and the Sega was all mine original. 1993 was when I really started gaming, guys. I'm 28 years old. Y'all do the math. Anyway. Okay, let's hop into a controller. Like I said, I do not have the PlayStation 3, and I do not have the PlayStation 4, so this is the best thing that I can give you guys. And right here is the PlayStation 2 controller, and I will walk you through this. For the PlayStation 4, the only difference there is you know, these are spread a little wider. The controller overall is just a little wider. It's a lot longer, and the, you know, spread across and whatnot. You have up here the start and select button for the PlayStation 4 up to the top. So you have them right here, but up here is that. It's a sleeker design on the PlayStation 4 of the controller. The handles on it is actually a lot longer, so you do grip it a little better. I mean, overall, it is a better controller on the PlayStation 4 side. The PlayStation 3 controller was actually a lot like this one. It was, they all pretty much were the same. I'm sorry guys, I got somebody talking to me. But it was actually a lot the same. It felt the same, it looked the same, it did a lot of the same things as the PlayStation 2. They never really changed this design. So this is what we have right now. Down here where it says analog, which was basically the rumble and stuff and all of that, you had the PlayStation sign down here. So like I said, it was like a little spread because, you know, you had a longer grip and blah 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 blah. Now, when I looked this up, they rated this controller back in the day and it was awful. It was a horrible controller. Very horrible. They stuck with it with the PlayStation 3. The only thing about the PlayStation 3 controller was that it was a little thicker. So you could put your hands around it. It would actually feel a little better. The controller felt a little better. You had the you know, you had no cord. You can plug it in and it charged and all of that. The difference with the PlayStation 4 is down here they gave you them cheap ass earbuds, and you plug them in down here. Overall, this controller has served its purpose. I played a lot of games on this PlayStation 2. Like I said, the PlayStation 2 revolutionized the PlayStation industry, and I love my PlayStation 2. The controller fucking sucks. Moving on. Right here, we have Xbox One, Xbox 360 controller. What is the fucking difference? First of all, let me start with the 360. First of all, they talked about this controller as if God made it himself. Okay? This controller feels amazing in your hands. If you've never played the 360, I don't know where you've been living under a rock, I don't know. But this controller works. It does it. You know, if you're anything like me, you know, I love D-pads, and you know, it's my Dreamcast controller. You know, it feels good, and you know, they took a lot of the things away. They basically have this controller and they look at it and say, there's not much that we want to change about it. People love this controller, so we're just gonna make it better. You know, make things a little better. Which we have the Xbox One. You have a real D-pad now, clicks and it sounds good. The analog sticks are a lot longer now. That feels better. You know, a lot of people complained and said this is too close to that. The trigger is too close to the bumper. Who gives a shit? I have never in life, since I've been playing my Xbox One, freaking mistakenly hit the bumper for, you know, the trigger or whatever. I mean, shut up. Because what you're trying to do is just make an argument out of nothing. You're trying to tell me and tell people that game that this controller, this controller is better than this one. Imagine this is PS4, guys. Imagine. I'm sorry, I don't have it. Imagine. I have held it and I have played on it. It was cool. It just reminded me of this. There is no revolutionary in it. This is the PlayStation 4 controller. Right up in here, I forgot to say, is the touchpad that nobody knows what the fuck that is yet. You don't know what the hell that is. And some shit up here changed colors. Anyway, and first of all, and I will say this, guys, I'm not a fanboy. You know what I'm saying? I game. I love gaming, so I'm gonna give my fair and most honest opinion about this. You know, respect it or not, I don't care what y'all say in these comments. I don't care, respect it or not. Hardware, it runs the same. I just don't understand how you can give Sony a 71% and Xbox 29%. I just don't get it. And the reason why I don't get it is because under the hood of these consoles, they pretty much run the exact same. When you look at the games, when you look at Call of Duty Ghost on Xbox One and PS4, they look the same. The only difference that I could really say is that there's a higher texture, like it's you know, in the Xbox One it kind of looks a little brighter, if you will. I don't know how to really put that into perspective, but it looks a little brighter. Sorry guys, I know y'all probably see that. I got bit by a spider. Shit was not fun. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a little different. The only difference is, and I guess it is a major difference, if you know, since now we have to save all these games. The games are so big that, you know, right now you can switch out your hard drives and replace it with another hard drive in the PS4, opposed to the Xbox One, where we're gonna have to sit here and wait for an external hard drive, because we'll never, if you do anything to your console, you'll break your console. Don't do that. Don't try that. Don't mess with your hard drive at all, because you'll break your console. But there are not enough games out right now that has really, you know, filled up my Xbox One, and we all pretty much have the same amount of games. That's the only games that's come out right now, if you have all the games that I have. Moving on to games, like I said, they gave the games Sony 59%, and they gave Microsoft 41%. I don't know how this is possible. Who the fuck is doing these reviews? I just don't understand it. The game's 59%, okay, for Sony. These motherfuckers brought out Knack and some shit, what is it called? Killzone. From what I've heard, guys, Killzone sucks ass. From what I've heard, I have not actually gotten my hands on it and played it. I did play Knack because we were at GameStop, and I was like, well, let me just try it out. You know, I don't want to be biased to it. I don't want to say, you know, I just want to see for myself. And it's a cool looking game. It's a cool looking game. It looks pretty. I mean, I don't know how to really put that into perspective, but it looks pretty. You know what I'm saying? And it's a nice game, but it does not compare to Rise. It does not compare to Forza 5. It does not compare to Dead Rising 3. It does not compare to shit. What else is exclusive right now? Max. Not even Max. The Curse of the Brotherhood, which is a 2D game, and it is beautiful. It plays great. It's a fun game. I really can't wait for part 2. And also on top of that, you had the Halo Spartan Assault, which came out for Windows 8 phone a while back, and they brought it to the Xbox One, I guess to keep us on our toes about, you know, Halo and all of that. So, you know, I'm just sitting here just trying to figure out how is it that, you know, they got that big of an increase in what happened, you know, in the games, and it just makes no apparent sense to me. It just don't. So, moving on to the operating system. The operating system, like I said, is the only one that I can really give that edge to, because if it wasn't for Kinect, which for me, I will never use Kinect unless we're playing bowling. The only time that I'm using Kinect now is to talk to it, and I have to honestly say that it's been very fluent. I haven't had any issues. You know, I do have to say things probably maybe twice, maybe 3 times, but you have to learn the commands also. So if it wasn't for Kinect, then I, you know, just sitting there going through all the stuff that it has, you know, it's very confusing. It's like Windows 8, you know, it's very much so like Windows 8. So, you know, you're just going through it trying to find, you know, stuff, and, you know, you trying to find things, and it's drawn out. Then they took away, I'm talking about Microsoft now, they took away things that we all loved on the 360, which was the party chats. It was so easy to connect. I could just literally go into a party chat and it was right there. I mean, literally my friend and I took about 10 minutes trying to figure out party chat last night. Need I remind you, I got the day one edition, and I was at GameStop at 12 o'clock at night. So I had my Xbox the 22nd. I was at home 12:30 plugging it up. On top of that, what else did they change about it? I don't like the fact that you can't see your battery percentage, but this is supposed to be something that the 10% performance boost does for the Xbox One, you know, which is coming soon. I already talked about this on my Instagram, which is everything__Xbox. Follow me. The operating system on the PlayStation 4 looks kind of like the PlayStation 3, which was actually not bad, and it also looks like the PlayStation Vita, and which, you know, I actually have myself. I actually gave it to my son. He uses it more of an iPod kind of thing now and whatever, and it's really cool. I like the operating system on it. It looks really nice. It's clean. You know, not to say that the Xbox One operating system is not clean. It's mostly, you know, you really get around better when you put the pins on there and, you know, put them to the side or whatever, you know, because if you change anything on the front of the Xbox One screen, then it's going to change it around, you know, so you can't never really find anything. You have to go into games and apps and all of this stuff, and it's kind of confusing unless you put it into your pins, which your pins really save you a lot of time and confusion. I'm sorry. Next is the online gameplay. 62% Sony, 38% Microsoft. When I played this for the first time, 360, I lost my damn mind because the online experience of this thing is amazing. It's still amazing. My kids right now play Gears of War, Call of Duty online. You know, I don't really like them to because y'all are stupid as hell out there and y'all talk really stupid, so I really don't give them much of an incentive of headsets and stuff like that. So, you know, if they're going in and killing some people and doing their thing, which they are pretty nice, I don't want them hearing that shit, and I get everything on my smart glass, you know, the messages and blah blah blah. But anyway, the online play. When PlayStation 3 launched with amazing hardware, best of its kind, Blu-ray, you know, all of these things. It was amazing. It was whoa. But that online shit was horrible. You know, it was horrible. The 360 killed it. Halo Online, Call of Duty Online, Battlefield Online, all of these things, they killed it. And when credit is due, guys, I give credit. Okay? When credit is due, I will give credit. Because 360 killed it. So what makes you think that the online experience of the Xbox One is any different? It's not. It is the same type of online experience that, you know, we experienced on the 360, man. I mean, I just don't understand it. I just feel like on this survey, like I said, I'll link it below. But what I feel like on this survey was a bunch of PS fanboys made 80 accounts apiece, went in and kept voting, because, you know, since the beginning they have been trying to let us know that the Xbox One is some shit. Who and how the hell is it some shit? You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. You know, and I'm just tired of it, guys. And this is the reason why I'm making my video right now. Like I said, it's pretty long. I'm trying to keep it under 20. We're at 1902. Overall experience, you had a 68% for Sony and a 32% for Microsoft. And still again, guys, when you talk about the controller, when you talk about the hardware, which is basically the same, when you talk about the games where Microsoft killed them, and you talk about the online play, I just don't see how Microsoft is not 68%. Now I know I'm gonna get some hate, and I really don't give a fuck. I don't care, because I just feel like y'all are fanboys. I'm not a fanboy, and I'm just a real gamer. As y'all can see, I just game. I literally just game. That's it. And when I start to notice shit, I mean, I've been hearing it for a long time, and I never really made a video about it because it just wasn't my thing like that. But, you know, right now, when I saw that IGN, and I lost a lot of respect for IGN after this. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, I can't delete them, I can't unsubscribe from them because I need to keep up with gaming news also. I need to keep up with these things. But at the end of the day, man, it was some shit. That was a shit. That was a shit comparison. That was a lot of shit. And for them to even fall into that trap, to even fall into that, where, you know, the fanboys have come in and you know, have told them that, you know, PlayStation is better and blah blah blah, when, you know, you got people that work for IGN that I've been watching for a minute coming in there talking about that, you know, the Xbox One is just amazing and blah blah blah, and then you come with this video. I just don't understand it. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm Dwayne, Retro Gamer is I. Please subscribe to the page. We got a bunch of videos coming, funny videos, not even related to gaming. It's gonna be cool, it's gonna be epic, but this was one of them I just had to talk on. I had to touch on because I don't get it. But anyway, peace out, much love. I know I'm gonna get hate. Game with me, guys. MACMONEY 123. I'm out.